Hi, I'm Angelo Batio, and you're watching That Metal Gear with Mark Strigl.
Let's welcome a new player to the second stage, Angelo Batio.
Hi, I'm Mark Strigl, and we are joined today by the one, the only, Angelo Batio. How you doing, Michael?
Good. Hey, Mark. How are you?
Great to finally meet you. I was a fan of yours going way back to the Holland days. Used to go see you at clubs like the Thirsty Whale on the all-age shows. Anyways, it's really great to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the double neck guitar. The one thing I used to love to see you do as a kid was just play this instrument that I'd never seen anything like it. Instead of like Jimmy Page with the two necks, on one side, you actually had both hands on a neck. Where did the idea of the double neck come to you from?
When I first started playing guitar, I actually studied jazz guitar. And I didn't even like rock music. Even to this day, I use jazz 3 picks. But I saw a concert with the jazz artist Rahsaan Roland Kirk, and he ended his show. He was blind. He ended his show playing 2 saxophones at the same time. And I looked at that as an 11-year-old kid. I'm left-handed, I play guitar right-handed, I play piano. I said, I can do this. And so I had the idea of 2 guitars way back when I was a kid, but it wasn't until I was getting close to being signed in the band Holland that I approached Dean Guitars, and I watched a Van Halen concert, and I remember my original designs of the double were 2 necks like this, kind of biblical, and I saw Van Halen play and on their second tour, and I remember Eddie like this, and I said, a human does not play guitar perpendicular to their body, they play it on an angle. What is that angle? I took a protractor, I figured out it's about 115 degrees, and when I told them the idea, they said, you know, you're crazy, but you're not stupid.
Right.
And literally, when I told them about the degrees of the neck and how I did it, our high-tech solution was we took a left-handed Dean guitar, a right-handed one, we put them on the table, eyeballed it, and sawed it. And that was the first one, but it worked.
And I want people to know that Michael was the first guy to play the double neck guitar.
Yeah.
A lot of people throughout the country thought it was Steve Vai because he, of course, was pictured on stage in one of David Lee Roth's videos playing it. But he actually borrowed, or some people may even say stole that idea from you. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, he's very gracious about it. He did give me credit he said he didn't want to take the wind out of my sails, and he said, but the heart guitar is just with 1 extra neck, really my double guitar.
Yeah.
And but he told me that he keeps up with my career. He's a fan of mine. I'm a fan of his. So I won't say we're best friends, but I know him pretty well, and he's great.
So I want to talk to you about your Dean signature guitars.
Sure.
What goes into designing these? Are you just giving the company your name and they kind of come up with something, or do you actually go in there with them, sit down, and really help design these things? How involved are you?
I'm very involved, and I always have a plan. And I said, who besides Les has one of the biggest selling signature guitars? Steve Vai.
Yeah.
What makes Steve Vai's guitar different from almost every other one? He hasn't put his name on it. Why? Because the egos of guitar players, nobody wants to buy another guitarist's guitar.
Yeah.
So when you see my signature guitars, my name's not on the 12th fret. Like that's another really big thing everybody used to do. They put their initials on the 12th fret, guaranteeing that only their uncle or their brother's gonna buy it.
Okay.
And so what I did, first and foremost, is make my signature series as anonymous as I could. That was first.
Makes sense.
Second, I do not like those super thin necks. Like I love Ibanez guitars. I have nothing against them, but I don't like the tone of the neck. I mean, think of a Les Paul, think of a Strat. The necks are a little bigger. So I want a thin neck, but I made the neck it's more like a C-shaped neck where like the super skinny ones are Ds.
Yeah.
I added a little extra wood, but it's still thin. The body shape, we wanted it a super Strat, so it's not such a leap of faith. And then the graphics, I've toured in 58 countries. I love history.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I get a chance to do something. So what we did is we made the first graphic medieval Knights of the Round Table armor
Cool.
mixed with NASCAR flames. And so I had a lot to do on the design, and it was the feel, and they're things that I like, and I genuinely love Dean guitars. I used them earlier in my career, even when you saw me play in Holland, I
Yes.
was a Dean guitar.
Absolutely. And let's talk about what type of pickups you have. I see 2 humbuckers and a single coil.
Yes, and actually, this humbucker is my signature humbucker. Dean makes their own USA pickups. It's called the HWS, Hands Without Shadows. That's my trademark. It's my Chinese name. The Chinese have given me a name, and they said, your hands move so fast, they do not cast a shadow. So it's Hands Without Shadows. I own the trademark. This is my HWS pickup. On these, this is a stock guitar that anybody could buy at any music store, literally, because I think that's important. If I have to use custom guitars for my Dean guitars, the ones that they sell aren't good enough, why should I play Dean? You know, you just walk in a music store, you would buy that exact guitar.
As far as the neck goes, you mentioned the size of the neck, but
Yeah.
what are we looking at wood-wise on the neck?
Well, you can see here, you know, it's maple. And this guitar isn't very heavy, but the neck is thin, but there's enough wood here to really give it that sound. And then we have my signature Mikey logo here.
Cool.
And then, you know, Grover tuning keys, but it's a lot of American parts that really aren't Dean guitars, but they're super high quality parts.
Excellent.
And then high fret wire, like a 6100 series fret wire that's big, thick. It's real nice.
Okay, great. And today on stage we have Marshalls, but that isn't your normal amp,
No,
right?
I mean, I love Marshalls. In fact, I knew Jim Marshall pretty well, and he was a great man. I love Marshalls. I have them. I use a new company now. The technology is there. It's called DV Mark, and it's fantastic. And I'm an official endorsee. I program it in. It's virtual. It's amp modeling, but it's really fantastic. I don't even use microphones. We just plug into the back now.
Wow.
I literally turn it on. My programs are all preset.
It just goes direct through the PA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
It sounds fantastic.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the response, you would not know you're playing through this. It's not like a pod. It's not cheap.
Do they have tubes in them?
No,
Or are they, okay,
no.
so
And the amp heads are 20, 25 pounds. They're super light, and they're 350 watts RMS. They blow the doors.
Wow.
But I like them. And, you know, the technology is there, and the cabinets are really light.
Great.
They're really, really great.
And are you running pedals through the amp?
I'm not an effects person. My tone for me is in my hands. It starts with the guitar, it's in my hands, it's in the amp. I use one pedal, an overdrive.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us, Michael. And
Thanks,
you have a CD out that includes a lot of your greatest songs from the last few years. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's called Shred Force 1. It's on Rat Pack Records, and it's a great record.
Be sure to check Michael out online. Where's the best place people can get in touch with you?
It's angelo.com, www.angelo.com.